Super Bowl crowd is.
Jeez. You're here, Barry.
I am.
Coach, just looking at saw Jalen doing some posts like testing the leg. How big are those things for him? More to get that confidence in his head.
Say that again.
When he was testing the leg out, he was doing a little leg lift with some weights.
Today?
Yeah, after.
Yeah, I think that's just normal stuff that he does. So, seems to come out of it pretty good.
I'm curious in terms of the whole and where we're at with him.
Yeah, no real update there, Dwayne. I think it's kind of the same, all just working through it.
Curious when you look at these last two games before the break. You guys talk about protecting home court. You guys have lost like 3 in a row at home. Maybe just getting back to that identity of protecting home court. How big the next 2 games will be in this season.
Yeah, you just want to play well. I think you want to play well going into the break, back to back. But this first one, you got to come out and play well. You play well, and then you feel good going into the break.
Another thing I have that you talked about having a busy All-Star weekend. It just continues with the three-point shot. How did you sense of the first year head coach seeing him in this moment where the All-Star, now the three-point contest, it's going to be him in LA kind of celebrating what he's been able to do.
Yeah, I think we celebrate, all those success stories, and also, I think he has the respect of the coaches to get him there, and then he's going to go out and enjoy it. Like he should be a part of that group. Our team's success, like you said, has surely helped him. But he's just about all the right things in general. I mean, even coming back off the injury, like he just wants to be out there. He wants to play basketball. So he deserves to be recognized, and it's a recognition that we all knew would come. So we're excited for him this whole weekend.
Y'all do anything for Jalen for his birthday?
We just do something that we normally do for players, all players. We celebrate their birthday.
And then you mentioned how you want to get to the rim a little bit more. How much of that naturally will be fixed once Jalen starts ramping up the minutes?
Yeah, I think we're excited to see what that all looks like. And then just finding other solutions, with Jalen, with our bigs, with our offensive rebounding, in transition, our cutting. We got to somehow just get there more. We know how valuable that is to an overall group, getting easier baskets, especially in the half court.
Coach, is this team playing at the level that you would hope they would when this season started? Are they where you'd like them to be?
I remember talking to you at the press conference right here. I don't think we ever had what expectations are supposed to look like. I think we just wanted to bring guys in here that played the right way, that went about their business the right way, and they continue to get better. And I think that's the part we're at right now. We kind of get into this middle part of the season, post-trade deadline. We just want to get better. I think internally we're going to obviously add Jalen. That will change some things. But we just want to feel good in these next stretch of games of where we're at, and some of these younger guys, feeling the pressure of playing in big and meaningful games, which innately will get us better.
Jordan, you mentioned you talked a lot about wanting more rim pressure. You talked about the lack of a presence there for you all this season. Have you seen Oso being able to play out in that kind of chairless spot, be able to put pressure on the rim, and if not, allow for other guys to put pressure because he's in that playmaking position?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both bigs play in that, just slightly different. Mark's more pick and roll, handoffs with Oso. He's got to do both. It's he got to handle against pressure. He's got to know when he can hit a cutter, when he can't hit a cutter, and should keep it to the next action, and then roll and put pressure on the rim. And play in the pocket, so he's got a lot of that in his game. I think you've seen some with off the bounce, he's been able to attack some of his defenders. Globally, we need to get to the rim. It's not just him, we need globally to get to the rim. So however we can do that, we're going to try to find solutions.
So the other night, after the game, Brooks said that you had a defensive game plan and you didn't follow it. What is he talking about?
Yeah, I'm not sure that was the direct quote, Barry.
It was a direct. Okay, it is pretty much a direct quote.
Yeah, you're summarizing.
Yes, I'm summarizing.
I think he said. He said that we had the cross match. Maybe we should have gone a little earlier to it. because we did find success in it. It's part of, we executed what we wanted to get done. We just then changed coverages. So we changed the scheme. That's what we did. We adjusted, and the adjustment worked. We've used it a little bit. Steven asked about it post game. We've used it across the match before. Early in the season, we used it against Wemby. It's just something we just continue to add to it. Dylan, that's a big ask to ask him to guard Embiid, and him and Royce definitely took the challenge and had some success.
So basically what he was talking about was a derivation of the game plan? Is that what you're explaining?
What's that word?
Derivation?
Ooh, you're going to have to define that one for
You
me.
were in college,
Adjust.
weren't you?
I think
Come
I
on.
was. We made an adjustment,
Yeah.
and that's what
That's
it
what
was.
he's talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coach Jalen was talking about just like the mindset, how he's learning to trust himself again. How, I guess, with a player that hasn't gone through many injuries, like how long does it take for him to kind of like get more comfortable and more confident out there?
Yeah, that's probably something new for him specifically. I mean, especially as a young player and in a new system and a new place. I think it's our job to help him not only speed it up, just feel comfortable. We're just happy he's out there playing. Like he's seen so many things already early in his career. He's going to figure it out. We just need some reps out there, and we'll be there to support him.
Not even from a basketball standpoint, you just talk about the mental and emotional the season has taken on him. How have you just seen him try and mature-wise and try and handle it?
Yeah, I think I spoke about it, like just his day-to-day habits of coming in here every day, even though he's not on the court. That's really tough. As a basketball player, as a professional basketball player, to not play basketball, but it never stopped him from who he is. Like just the general joy that he has just to be around, and how much support you see in game, even though he wasn't playing. Like being there on the bench, being supportive of his teammates, that's a new piece for him, and I think that will only help him now that he's out there. Like guys want to see him have success, so hopefully that's where we can support him, speed it up as fast as we can.
What kind of challenge do these two teams face? I guess present this week in Dallas and then OKC.
Dallas, a really good defensive team, so it's another team we want to play in transition as much as possible. And then offensively, they play fast in transition, and then they drive it. They drive it right to you. So it's going to be a little, kind of similar to maybe Portland that we played a couple games ago. They have great size. They're going to keep coming to us, coming to the paint. We got to get them in the half court. We got to somehow put the ball in the basket enough to where we play against them in the half court. And then OKC, OKC's one of those teams that no matter who they have out there, they play a certain way, especially defensively, that'll challenge our offense. And then their spacing, especially when Chet's at the 5, is unique. So, again, it's just another 2 games. We want to play well. We want to play well going into the break.
You've been around the league quite a few years. Just what's it been like for you to see the energy and feel the energy from the Phoenix crowd during those clutch moments?
Yeah, just in general, like every night, it doesn't matter what night of the week, they show up. I think we feel that. Obviously, when you can make a run, you can feel the energy of the crowd. I think our guys just enjoy playing at home. And we need them. We need them, like these are kind of the middle part of the season where we need some energy. So yeah, just having them there, this will be a good 2-game stretch into the break and then we have a stretch after the break too, where we'll be here in Phoenix. And days like yesterday when you can get outside and it's 80 degrees, is part of our energy recovery that's super helpful to be in a place like this.
Do you have a plan for the guys during the All-Star break? Is there a plan for the guys at all, or do they just get time away?
Yeah, everyone will have their individual plans.
Coach, looking at Jalen, how are you weighing putting him back in the starting lineup with his conditioning, with how he looks, with his health? How are you gauging all that when you're trying to find some chemistry, when you, technically speaking, you haven't had the whole group together for the entire season?
Yeah, it just starts with the minutes, once that competitive range goes up and he feels good with his conditioning piece, we'll all be in a much better spot. But, him coming back before the All-Star break obviously helped that. He'll maintain that throughout the All-Star break. We definitely have a plan for him in the All-Star break, and then we'll see where everything is post-All-Star.
Jordan, with the pick and rolls, and you say you wanted to find ways to get more downhill, put pressure on the rim. How are you seeing the ways, like you have your spacing and respacing, but like manipulating the location of the screens? How are you seeing that, and maybe getting higher up the floor, like to the outdoors, added to Jalen being able to turn the corner and your other guys doing the same?
I think what we've seen, Steven, so far is like his ability to hit the roll. You know, he's done that multiple times in the games he's played. So what that does for our offense and him as a ball handler with the threat of hitting the roll, you know, it goes back to the same, like how fast can we play, where's 5 and X5 located early in the possession, and then now Jalen's a new piece. Like, does he need a screen? That's what we're going to have to go through. Does he need a screen, especially early in the possession? I'm not sure that he really needs it. So kind of adjusting that. I think Grayson's found some of that success where he doesn't really need a screen. He just needs some space. So that's the things we're learning kind of on the fly. But I think this will be a good couple games to where we can learn some more information to then have a better plan after the break.
And then we're having him and Devin in the lineup together now. It hasn't been a lot of time, but saw them screening for each other a little bit on offense the Sunday's game. How are you seeing those two, or Saturday's game rather? How are you seeing those two just kind of being able to spend time in action together, be able to manipulate things for you all?
I think that's what you want, especially in the game. You know, 2 elite players in actions together. But we have to see if it works. Like, ideally you can get there. But again, we're going to have to see how that all looks, who handles, who screens. It puts a lot of pressure on the defense if those 2 guys are involved in any type of action.
A few of your players were at the WM Phoenix Open. Just how cool is that they actually enjoy hanging out with each other outside of here?
Yeah, it's great that the event's here. It's great that the best golfers in the world come to Phoenix. Just the energy, like, I don't get out much, but even just the energy between here and next door, you could feel that there was something definitely going on last week on top of the Super Bowl. So I know those guys, some of them really like golf. Again, it comes back to the weather and it being nice out this time of year, so spending time away from the gym is always healthy for our group.
Did your team win the Super Bowl? That's true.
I had no fan. I was just there to watch competitive game. So,
Thanks, Coach.
good. Yep, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Saw you back there testing the leg. How important is that kind of stuff? You're fully back to
Super important. Like you said, I'm trying to get back to, it feels normal to me. I know it's going to be some bumps and bruises, of course, but trying to get back to at least somewhere normal. So every day, just trying to work towards it and get healthier.
What thing did you notice in the last game that you were better at as opposed to the previous time you came back against Philadelphia?
Like health-wise, or are you talking about on the court?
How you felt on the field?
I mean, I guess I was able to run without thinking much. Obviously, there's still some like trust factor and trusting in everything. But I mean, that's gonna come with time, just playing and being unconscious and forgetting about injuries. So over time, that'll get better.
The other thing I had was the minutes were up to 28. Like 19, 20.
Yeah.
How big was that to, your conditioning has improved and that you played more minutes than you probably have played since the Open?
When is it gonna be 28?
At 28.
When?
Last game.
Last game was 28 minutes. I played 16. 16. That was booked at 28. I played 16.
Like 16.
Yeah.
But just how you feeling conditioning wise after that game?
I mean, I feel pretty good. I didn't feel too winded out there. I feel like my wind was good. 16 minutes, not a lot of time, but it's a build-up overall.
Jalen, I know it's only been a few games for you, but just what's your early takeaways from playing with Oso and Mark and their screening and the way you're able to use that to get downhill?
It's been great. They're rolling bigs, lob threats, play fast. It's a good opportunity for me to get downhill and be a threat. So that helps out. Oso's really good. He's got high IQ. Mark is a big presence down there, also high IQ. So looking forward to having more minutes with him.
And what's it like for you, kind of sharing the floor with Goody in that second unit, and just the way he's able to just cause havoc all over the floor? How much does that help you?
I love Goody. He's probably one of the best defenders I didn't ever play with, hands-on. So, he takes pride on that defensive end, and just bringing energy every night, and that's very, very big for our group.
What's this season been like for you
compliments her. It's JD's birthday. So
Yeah, we did. Okay, great.
Thanks, bro.
How old are you? 40, 50?
24.
The
24.
what's the season been like for you emotionally going through all this?
It's been hard. This is the most games I done missed in my life. Most time I done spent away from basketball while still like working out and everything. But just not being able to play is hard for me. You know, that's where I find a lot of my joy in just being out there on the floor and just getting involved with the crowd and everything about it. So it's been a little difficult, but still got 25 games left. So just gonna work all-star break and try to get back to myself.
Do you find yourself being cautious out there because you don't want to injure yourself again?
Yeah, I feel myself being a little cautious with like certain drives that I could have attempted. Just thinking about it. It's something that you don't want to happen again. Obviously, no one wants to be injured. So, yeah, there's times where I think about it, where I was like, oh, I could have drove, but I'm hesitant. But like I said, that's gonna go out the window once I get some games under my belt and just become unconscious and forget about it.
Jalen, what's of course, for all the injuries you've been going through, been a little back and forth, but what's the telltale sign for you where like I'm not just back, like I'm also in game rhythm and I'm really trusting my own work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in here every day, bro. Just doing the same thing, working out, trying to get stronger, just so I can get to that unconscious point to where I forget about it. So, this is not new to me. I've been on the court, I've played games, I've scored the ball, so it's not nothing new. It's just I gotta go out there and just be myself, bro. So, trusting the work isn't the issue. More so just forgetting about the injury is probably the biggest part.
And then to that point, it's you're not new to playing pick and roll, but it feels like with the Suns, y'all set the screens higher before than you did with your previous stop.
Yeah.
How are you seeing that kind of create more opportunity for you to potentially turn the focus and find shooters?
A lot of space, bro. It's a lot of space on the floor. Top of that, we got great players on this team. I feel like everyone is really good at their job, whether it's in the three, playing defense, whatever it is. Offensively, though, everyone can hit the three on the team, so that helps out a lot, and it allows me to get downhill. It allows the floor to open up. So especially when DB and Book out there, it's gonna be hard to load up for something like that, like you said previously. So yeah.
Jalen, when you were sidelined, obviously you were there for the guys through every game. Just who have you leaned on during this hard time right now?
I don't have anyone in particular. It's every single person. Every single person from top to the players, from equipment guys, like everyone has been very, very helpful through this whole process. And, just keeping me confident and, being there for me. So I appreciate that.
You've been the only one that's been out. You had the longest stretch of being out. So I'm curious, how long do you think it'll take chemistry-wise after the break to get where you guys want to be? And technically speaking, you guys have never been fully together.
Me personally, I don't think it would take long, just because we all got the same goal. And, when everyone got the same goal and trying to chase the same thing, it shouldn't take long to, be on the same page and click. So off the court, we already, have a great camaraderie and get along so well together. It's just a matter of fact, like, just being us. At the end of the day, I feel like last game, everyone was trying to make the perfect play every time, and that's not what we need. Everyone just needs to be themselves, and I think we'll go a long way.
Jalen, getting out to the golf course this past weekend with Book, what's the bondship been like developing that relationship with him, and what's it like to see him get his fifth All-Star nod?
Yeah, that's my bro. Shout out to him. He's a great player in this league. He deserves everything more. So it was cool going to golf tournament with him. That was my first time. What is it called? Waste management. Yeah. That was my first time going to that. Not really a big golfer, but I think the atmosphere was cool. If someone hit a bad swing, everyone's booing, and if it was a good one, everyone's loud. So the atmosphere was amazing. But yeah, it was good to be there with Brian. CG was there too. Mark was there. So it was fun. Had a good time.
Last couple.
Is it being one of the craziest things you've autographed before?
No. No, I've autographed some crazy stuff in my life.
Hey, you came here with Brooks. What do you think of the impact that guy's had on this team?
Yeah, I mean, DB's a winning player, bro. Super impactful. You know, any team that he goes to, he's going to make an impact right away. Whether it's his defensive presence, this year he's showing his offensive presence, which is something I already knew and seen through the past 2 years just being with him. So, you know, it's all credit to him. You know, he's in the gym every day, working hard, so he deserves it.
Jalen, how important is it for the team just to have a couple of good games here this week heading into the All-Star break?
Very important. I think that will set the tone for us coming back after All-Star. We know what we need to do after All-Star. Obviously finishing the break too, finishing the last 2 games, but after All-Star, we know what we got to do, put our head down and grind. So I think these last 2 games will be very important to set the tone.
Thanks, Jalen.
Thank you.